When Nike officially announced Alex Eala as their new women's tennis brand ambassador, they made one of the boldest and most shocking choices in marketing and sports history. The fact that the sports giant passed over signing two of the top tennis players in the world right now, world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka and world number 2 EGAT, is even more startling. Instead, Nike has made a claim on the rising Philippine sensation Eala. Furthermore, this decision is appending the entire tennis community. Despite long-standing reports that Eala and Nike were collaborating, the two businesses only made their alliance public yesterday during a private event held at their offices. This occasion was a significant turning point for Eala and the sport of tennis in Southeast Asia. It was held at the newly constructed Alex Eala Gallery, a whole space dedicated to her well-known tennis moments. Nike clearly views Eala as the future of women's tennis, not just another player, as evidenced by their treatment of her, which shows how highly they value her potential. Nike's approach, too. What makes this partnership so exceptional is that Eala was involved from the start. This is more than just a typical endorsement deal when a sportsman wears the brand's clothing. To celebrate everything Eala has accomplished at such a young age, Nike went above and above to create an exhibit in their offices that highlights her most memorable tennis moments. These recollections are hung on the walls in frames. This motion is not unimportant. In a way that is unusual for any athlete, much less one who is so young in their career, Nike is hosting a celebration, Eala's Journey. Nike made a pair of shoes particularly for Eala in addition to the show. An extremely important and personal act to convey her value. This customized shoe is much more than a simple object. Nike is demonstrating their dedication to Eala's future and their readiness to go above and beyond to provide her a very special experience. Furthermore, the deal is as incredible. According to reports, the deal is for an astounding $45 million spread over 3 years, with performance bonuses that might raise the total amount even further. However, what sets this partnership apart from previous endorsement deals is Eala's position within the Nike ecosystem. She is compensated for more than just playing, wearing Nike clothing on the court. Nike is positioning her as the official ambassador for the company in Southeast Asia. This suggests that Eala will receive a level of visibility that only the most prominent athletes on Nike's roster receive, as well as be featured in exclusive apparel designs and global advertising campaigns. The reasoning behind this bold choice becomes clearer when you take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Nike has been closely monitoring Eala for some time, and based on their views, they think she represents something truly unique in the sports world. Eala's rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. Her ability to generate excitement wherever she competes is currently unmatched by almost anything else in the sport. Especially in the Philippines and the greater Southeast Asian region, she is more than just a tennis player. She is a phenomenon of culture. As a representation of pride and promise, Eala may inspire millions of people to have lofty aspirations. Nike recognized Eala as a once-in-a-generation talent. They weren't the only ones who recognized her ability. New Balance and Adidas were. Nike was aware of the fierce competition and was aggressively competing for her. Nike made a costly mistake by losing Coco Gauff to New Balance, considering that Gauff became one of the sport's most identifiable and well-known athletes. Nike was resolved not to make the same mistake twice. They could see the writing on the wall, so they hurried to bring everything they owned to the table in order to take advantage of the opportunity with Eala. But at this moment, the storyline abruptly shifts, shocking the tennis community. Nike has been treating Aryna Sabalenka like royalty while lavishing Eala with attention, customized shoes, and a massive endorsement deal, in a much different way than their current star. The stark differences in how the two players are treated are hard to ignore. Sabalenka is the world's best nation. She has numerous Grand Slam victories. She has been a long-time employee of Nike and has achieved goals that very few tennis players in history have. Nevertheless, when Sabalenka asked Nike about it, they refused to give her a special suit that would have represented her status as the greatest player in the world. You heard properly, yes. Nike vehemently declined to provide her with the extra care she asked for. The same business that recently built a whole gallery for a young, up-and-coming star and told the world #1 that he had offered her a $45 million contract. A player who has won multiple awards and dominated the sport, yet wasn't worthy of a customized outfit.
Yeah, unfortunately next season it's not gonna be that special for me, but exactly.
This obvious discrepancy in treatment has drawn attention from the tennis community, which is a jab in Sabalenka's face. It begs the question of why Nike would choose to give Eala so much attention while presumably disregarding Sabalenka, who is at the top of the sport. The relationship between Sabalenka and Nike has reportedly been deteriorating for some time. The first signs of trouble came from Sabalenka's controversial comments following Coco Gauff's victory at Roland Garros, which supposedly infuriated Nike, a business that is highly aware of its reputation. Nike didn't want to be associated with any problems, and it was the beginning of a significant shift in how they view their world #1. But it didn't stop there. The events leading up to the WTA finals, which allegedly led the relationship to deteriorate, followed Sabalenka's widely reported defeat to Madison Keys at the U.S. Open, which escalated tension. Concerning issues with Sabalenka's behavior toward her opponents included serious complaints about her actions following her loss to Elena Rybakina in the championship match. If true, these assertions represent the kind of negative connotation Nike seeks to avoid. Since then, it appears that the business has been intentionally and publicly distancing itself from Sabalenka, which is a serious blow to her standing as a superb athlete. According to Sabalenka, Nike will no longer create custom dresses for her. Those with direct knowledge of the situation claim that Sabalenka has been reaching out to Nike in an attempt to patch things up, but it appears that the relationship is deteriorating. It appears that unless anything major occurs, the collaboration between Nike and Sabalenka may not be able to continue for the rest of the season. In the end, Nike's decision to hire Eala while splitting with Sabalenka shows how crafty and cruel the sports marketing sector can be. According to Nike, Eala is the future and is willing to make a sizable bet on her ability to become both a tennis player and a global celebrity. Despite her achievements and success, Sabalenka appears to be mired in the fallout from disagreements and shifting objectives at Nike. The treatment of the two sportsmen is very different from one another, and this story will keep evolving over the coming months. This is only the beginning of what appears to be an amazing journey for Alex Eala with Nike. With one of the world's most powerful companies on her side, it's hard to say how far she can go. Eala is currently Nike's shining star in the women's tennis world, and they're making sure that everyone knows it.